Once upon a time, in the heart of Enugu city, there lived a woman named Nidi. She was the owner of the most luxurious daycare in the whole of the southeast. Everyone who had a child wanted to register with Nidi's Haven. The building stood tall like a palace, painted in bright baby pink and sky blue, with white cartoon animals painted on the gates. From the outside, it looked like a wonderland. The children wore custom uniforms and used golden spoons to eat their meals. Parents believed that the children who passed through Nidi's Haven always turned out exceptional, fluent in English, smart in class, and always topping every competition. It was a dream come true for every mother who wanted to give her child the best start in life. But no one ever knew how Nidi did it. Her face was always smiling, her voice soft like pap, and she wore long flowing gowns that made her look like a fairy godmother. Her nails were always short, her hair always packed neatly into a scarf, and her eyes, oh, her eyes, were the kind that always looked tired, but full of secrets. The children loved her, and the parents adored her. But beneath all the beauty and peace of Nidi's Haven, something dark was crawling quietly, something no one was allowed to talk about. Every child that passed through her daycare grew up brilliant and successful, yes, but at exactly 25 years old, something happened, something no one connected to the school. One boy disappeared while crossing the road on his 25th birthday. Another girl fainted on stage while receiving an award in front of the whole country, and never woke up again. Another was found sleeping in his car, but never opened his eyes. And another went mad, laughing and screaming in circles during a birthday party. Nobody linked these things together, because the parents had long forgotten about Nidi's Haven by then. But one woman never forgot. Her name was Ozioma. She was a mother of twins, and the only parent who ever withdrew her children from Nidi's Haven midway through the term. She had seen something. She never said what. But after that day, she packed her children and fled from Enugu to a small village in Ebonyi. Nobody ever heard from her again. People laughed at her, called her paranoid and dramatic. But Ozioma never returned. Years passed, and a young mother named Amoka enrolled her son, Kosisoko, in the school. She was a rising interior designer with a growing reputation in Abuja, and her husband, Nduka, was a banker. Their marriage was the kind that people posted about on Instagram: perfect house, perfect outfits, and perfect smiles. But their son was their greatest joy. When Amoka heard about Nidi's Haven, she was overjoyed. Finally, her son could mingle with children from good homes, and receive the best care possible. She paid the school fees in full, even though it was more expensive than her rent. She didn't care. She wanted the best for her child. At first, everything seemed fine. Kosiso came home every day speaking in British accent, reciting poems, and singing songs that even Amoka did not know. He began drawing complex diagrams and solving puzzles without help. Amoka and her husband were impressed. But something started to feel strange. Every time Kosiso mentioned his teacher, Miss Uju, his face changed. He would grow quiet, his eyes darting like a lizard on a hot wall. Amoka asked him questions, but Kosiso always smiled and said everything was fine. One day, she saw him crying in his sleep, murmuring words that made no sense. She asked him the next morning, and he denied it completely. Still, Amoka didn't panic. Children are always dreaming strange things, she told herself. But the dreams continued. Kosiso started speaking words in a language that Amoka had never heard before, words that sounded ancient, like they belonged in a shrine. One night, he sat up from sleep and whispered, "She is watching me."